Hey guys, it's me, Kalani, and welcome back to my channel. If you're new, welcome to my channel. I am back in my apartment in LA because I had a few things I needed to do here, but I thought that I would sit down today and do a little Q&A, but with a little twist because it's a TMI Q&A, girl talk, girl stuff. So if you're a guy, you probably don't want to be here because we're going to be talking about girl stuff. But I feel like I like to get super, close with you guys and just kind of be like your big sister in a way, or like your best friend or your sister or whatever, and kind of just talk to you about my life, things that happen with me and everything. So I asked you guys some questions on my Instagram story, and I kind of just want to hop into it and get real awkward, real uncomfortable, and just have a grand old time in that space of being uncomfortable. I'm pretty much an open book for the most part. Like, I'm usually pretty, I'd say I don't get really like embarrassed a lot. Like, I'm an open book, sort of, There's some things that I keep to myself, obviously. I'm not going to spill out my entire life, but I don't really get awkward in situations, and I kind of just wanted to talk to you guys about this and just kind of like being a girl. You know how it goes. Being a girl is not easy. So, wanted to hop into that a little, Before we get started, make sure to turn on my post notifications so you guys know when I post my videos. I'm trying to be more active as possible, so also comment down below some ideas you want to see me doing, some videos you want to see. I like to, do what you guys want me to do too. So, let's get started. I feel like this is like the first one, and I feel like this is the most basic one of like a TMI girl Q&A, but I'm gonna do this one. So, first period story. If I'm being completely honest, I don't completely remember getting my period. Like, it wasn't like some crazy story. I don't really like remember it, but I know that I like got my period, and then I didn't want to tell my mom because I was like embarrassed. So like for like 2 days, because you don't really bleed a lot like whenever you get your first period, right? So I remember it was like, I think I was like 13. Yeah, I was like 13. I like just turned 13 whenever I got my period. So I like got it and I had it. I was like started bleeding. I just like didn't want to tell my mom, and then I think my mom just kind of like knew or something. Like, I feel like she just kind of like realized like she knew something. You know how like moms kind of just like know stuff? I feel like she just kind of knew. So then I wore a pad for like ever because I was so afraid of tampons. But then you have to learn at some point, That will lead into my next question, is like tips for being a dancer with your period, and like how a lot of people asked like dancing and period together. That didn't make sense. A lot of people asked questions revolved around like being a dancer and like having your period, dancing, and like how you danced with your period and all of that. And honestly, at first it was really difficult because I have another funny story, so this one's kind of good too. But this one's a little intense. But so I remember it was like nationals and I was on my period, and like with dance costumes and stuff, like I wore lots of leotards and just like things like that. Like ballet is so scary. Like, I always thought I was gonna bleed through my tights. Like, that was just like, it's a big fear like in dancers. So I had to learn how to put a tampon in because I was at nationals. I was about to go on stage. I was wearing like a white leotard, and like all my friends were like, you just need to learn how to put a tampon in. So then that was my first time ever putting a tampon in, was like nationals, and it was really terrifying. I feel like the first time doing anything like girl related stuff, like period stuff, it's very scary, but like obviously you get used to it. It's just life. But with dancing too, I feel like it was always so difficult because like having cramps and feeling, because my period gets really, really bad. Like, I feel like I'm gonna not be alive the next day when I get my period. Like, I'm just very, very off. I get terrible headaches, migraines, like cramps galore. Like, I'm not doing well on my period. So dancing with your period is very difficult. Any tips? Like, I don't know if you guys like to take medicine, but like Midol always works for me. Heating packs, like cold rags on your neck if you get really hot, because that happens to me too. But things like that. So dancing with your period is very difficult. So if you guys are dancers and you have your period, you'll get through it. It's difficult, but we're just girls and it happens, This is another one that I get. A lot of them are dance related, which is kind of cool. So I enjoy the dance related ones. Somebody said, what kind of sports bras and stuff do you wear for big breasts as a dancer? And for me, I have pretty large breasts. They're not small, that's for sure. I'm definitely more of a curvy girl. So for me, I always had to wear very supportive like bras and things like that. So I would do like the Lululemon like thick ones. Those ones, they have like medium support and like large support. So I wear ones like that. I don't prefer ones with like cups in them. Those weren't my favorite. But I think that like Lululemon has some, sorry, somebody texted me. I feel like Lululemon has pretty supportive bras that are good. I would just do anything with like thicker straps and like not thin straps and just like thicker, like just like thicker and no like V cuts or anything. Like I do lots of high neck too. You know how they have ones that are like high neck? I don't know what those are called, but just like the higher neck ones, like helps being supportive too. I mean, and that could be with any girl with any sport. Like you could do any sport or anything, and I think that just having something like high neck was always good for me. Next question or thing that this person wants me to talk about is how to get over a boy and learn your worth. So this could be to anyone, it doesn't have to be a boy, it could be to your friend, girlfriend, whatever, whoever really is in your life. So I think this is a good subject to talk about. But I know that my friends always come to me for relation advice for some reason. I'm just pretty good at it. But I think you just always have to, what sometimes helps me is literally making like a pros and cons list to this person. And if somebody has more cons than pros, then obviously that's not a person you want to surround yourself with. And I always say this too, like the person you're with should always be, the person you're with should be helping you become a better person, should make you feel the happiest all the time. And if they aren't doing that, it's not worth your energy and time to be putting into that person if they're not giving it back. Like whatever they are giving to you, you should not be giving more. You guys should be giving the same amount. When it's a friendship, relationship, whatever it is, you guys have to be giving the same amount of effort for it to ever work. And if you feel like you're putting in too much, then voice it. And if they don't change, then it's not worth your time and your energy. Like we only have so much that we can give and we can share, and you should be sharing it with other people. There is a million fish in the sea, and I promise that somebody else will come along the way and be there for you. And yeah, I like this one too. So somebody said how to deal with body image issues, never feeling skinny enough or pretty enough. So I know that this is a big problem that just has been happening for a very, very long time, but especially with social media, it's so hard to not compare yourself to every other person you see online. And I think for me, just realizing that I am not, this is just like for my body type, like I am not a skinny twig, I will never be that. I'm very curvy, and that's just my body type. And just learning to be happy with who you are and comfortable with who you are is just a very difficult thing. But I think that just like doing things that you love to do. So working out isn't just to make you skinny, it's just to make you feel healthy. Eating healthy isn't just to make you skinny, it's to make you feel better. So if those things make you feel better, then do that. If you want to eat a cheeseburger, go eat the cheeseburger, because cheeseburgers are great, and I'm gonna eat a cheeseburger too. And I think it's just remembering that comparing yourself is just not worth your time. And it's much easier said than done, and I have had my share of time comparing myself to every girl on Instagram, every celebrity. I think we all have. But it's just something that like you learn, you just like get there. Like you just have to love yourself. Like you are so lucky to be you, and you are special, and you are beautiful. If you need to play this every single day, play this part of this video every single day. You are special, you are beautiful, nobody is you. So just believe in that and know that. And like I said, like I do affirmations. So like every day I wake up and I say my affirmations to myself. I'll say them every single day throughout the day. I have them written in my bathroom on my mirror, and they're just whatever you want them to be. So like for me with my anxiety, some of my affirmations are more like I am safe with myself, because sometimes I let my anxiety take over me. So I say things like I am safe with myself, I am protected with myself, I am beautiful, I love myself, I love my body. And like things like that are just healthy reminders of like who you are and why you're put on this earth and why you are you. You are special, I promise. I feel like sometimes I'm just kind of rambling, so I hope that this isn't getting annoying, but I'm just trying to answer these the best as possible. Also, sometimes just staying off social media and not even giving yourself the opportunity to look at other people and compare yourself is always good too. I've been trying to do social media cleanses and not go on it as much, and obviously that's a little bit more difficult with like if you guys are still in quarantine, if you're quarantining and all of that. It's obviously very difficult to not be on social media, But I think it's always healthy to just like get off of it and to just like be with yourself, be with your family, be with your friends, whoever you're quarantined with, or whenever you're out of quarantine, whoever makes you the happiest, and just be around them. And don't listen to any negativity anybody says, because it's not worth your time and it's not worth your energy. Somebody said a period horror story. I mean, I've had a few. I feel like a lot of them are on Dance Moms. I don't know if you guys remember, if any of you guys know, but on Dance Moms, my tampon string hung out of one of like my costumes, and like whenever it aired, I like knew that happened, but like whenever it aired, like obviously a lot of people saw it, so that was a little embarrassing. Like I said, I don't really get that embarrassed, and also like I'm just a girl, I have my period, I was wearing a leotard, my tampon string fell out, like is what it is. I wasn't gonna be able to change it, like it was gonna be on TV, so I kind of accepted that. But also, I guess that's like something that's like embarrassing. Also, another time, we were filming Pyramid, and I actually bled through my shorts because I didn't know I was on my period, and we were standing in Pyramid, so that was really awkward and uncomfortable because I stood there for a second. I was like, oh my god, and I was trying to leave, but like I'm afraid. Obviously, I'm afraid of Abby. I don't want her to yell at me. So I remember that being super, super awkward, and then I had to like change her shorts and everything. But luckily, nothing to see. Nothing was on television, because that would have not been very fun. Another thing that somebody asked me to talk about was how to deal with toxic friends. And I feel like this is a good one to talk about too. I think we've all had, you know, a number of like friends that maybe weren't meant to be our friends. But I also think that you learn something from every single person, and every person was like meant to be in your life, and everything was supposed to happen for a reason. So I think learning is the most important thing. Whenever I have an issue with a friend, or you know, they feel like somebody's toxic in your life, I always say that the first thing you should do is just talk and speak your mind and talk about it. So if you're like upset that your friend is treating you a certain way, then you have to voice your opinion first, because they might not even know what they're doing. And after you voice your opinion and say nothing changes, I think you shouldn't be afraid to drop somebody in your life that isn't making you feel the best. Like if they're not making you feel like your best self, then there's no need to have them in your life. And I think it's really hard as you get older, learning that not every single person is meant to be your best friend in the whole world all the time. And it's a really scary feeling to feel like you're losing somebody in your life, but sometimes if they're not giving you what you need and aren't making you happy, and you don't feel your best around them, it's probably just because this time of your life, you're not meant to be friends. Maybe you will be another time one day, or maybe you just weren't meant to be. But you should always just surround yourself with people that you want to be around, and people that make you feel good. Because why would you want to surround yourself with somebody that doesn't make you feel good, you know? So I think if always like you look at it from a logistical standpoint and just be like, does this person make me feel good? Do they make me feel happy? Have I told them how they make me feel? And if you've already told them and they haven't changed, then you always have to weigh out the pros and cons and be like, is the way that they treat me okay with me or not? And if it's not, then probably not meant to be, and that's okay. All right, I am going to end this video there. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you guys got to know me a little bit better, and I hope I was able to give you maybe some advice or help you out a little bit on, you know, just this crazy life we live, you know? All right, I love you guys so much. I hope you enjoyed this video. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, follow me on all my social media, and also check out my merch below. And if you guys have my merch, please, 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 please take pictures in it and post them on Instagram, TikTok, whatever you want, so that I can see it and I can repost it, because I just love you guys and it makes me so happy to see you wearing my merch. Alrighty.